Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Serene Wilkin, and today's quick express workout is based on coordination for beginners. For those of you that struggle with single arm, single leg movements or moving opposite limbs at the same time, it can be a little bit tricky for the brain to really catch on. So I'm going to break things down for you guys, do some simple sequences that you will probably do in classes in the future and give you some cueing around that to help you with your coordination. All right, you guys, let's go ahead and get started. First things first, make sure that your foot bar is up. You have one red spring, one single full spring on the reformer that you have. Let's go with our hands here on the bar. Knee is going to begin in a lunge position placed on the bed. I want to first push back, tuck my pelvis, start to feel this glute on my left kick in so I can thoroughly stretch the front of my left thigh. Just begin to hold right here into your lunge. We're doing this first today because we have a lot of single leg, single arm exercises. We just want to prepare our body a little bit more before we get started. One more big breath. And slowly come in. Now I'm leaving my knee on the bed. What I want to do now is release my outside arm, my right arm forward. I'm going to be holding the right arm forward as I'm coming down like this into my lunge. And then as I come up, I'm lowering the arm by my side. So arm lifts, left leg pushes, lower. Notice you're coming in and out of your lunge with your outside leg. I'm bending my outside leg, extending. So you're getting into this rhythm and just practicing the limbs going opposite directions, right? As one goes up, the other one goes back. For 4, for 3, for 2, and 1, and come in. Now, what I'd like to do is just basically take that same leg that's on the bed, extend it long so that my toes are tucked under, holding onto the shoulder block. And then with my leg, I'm just going to be pushing into my lunge. From that position, you want to still squeeze the rear glute. That back left side is going to be tucking and pushing into the bed right here, tapping the knee and press. So as I bend the knee, I push from there. I just lightly tap the bed. Feel your glute on your left side while you're pressing into your right leg. Keep going with 5 more. And 4. And 3. Good. Here's 2. Now 1. I want you to hold the leg long. Stay in your lunge. Extend the right arm. Good. If that's too easy for you, if you want more challenge, extend the left arm and hold. Now, as your left knee bends, you're staying in your lunge. Draw the bed in, tap. Arms go back. Extend the arms forward. Draw the bed in, tap. Arms forward. Notice a lot of things have to coordinate, right? Here's 4. Your right side's supporting you. Your left side's working. 6, 7, 8. Almost there, you guys. Here's 9. 10. Amazing. Slowly come in. So that's a lot of work already for the right side just to stay standing. And the left side, of course, the glute is working. Come to the other side. We'll complete that. And here we go. We're going to make sure that we have first our lunge position. We're holding that and we're tucking and then squeezing the bum. So we want to make sure that we're feeling an adequate amount of stretch now for the right leg. We're holding, we're breathing. Little squeeze on the bum. We'll do one more breath here. Nice. Gently just come back and in. Now remember, we're leaving that knee on the bed. We're going to be reaching the outside arm forward right here. So as I come back, I begin my series right here. And as I come up, my arm drops and out. So notice that your brain's got to coordinate. As the left arm rises, the opposite leg presses back. And your outside leg bends and extends in and out of the lunge. For 4. For 3. For 2. And 1. Good. Arms come in. You come back. Pause where you are. We're going to take our body right here. Leg is off the bed, pausing, and into this little tap. So right here, I want to make sure all of my body weight's on my outside leg. My back leg is just going to be going into a little bit of a tap right here. So it's 1, push, squeeze each time, 2, and 3, we're building, and 4, and 5, you got this. Here's 6, and 7, 8, last 2. Last one, we're holding it back. Build the tension, extending this arm up right here. If that's not enough challenge, sink into your left side, extend the other arm up. Good. Now we tap, arms low. We push, tap, 2, tap, stay in your lunge, 3, 4, you got it, 5, 6, 7, you have this, keep going, 8, last 2, 1 more. Woo, amazing, come all the way back and in. Go ahead and come on down. We're gonna be doing a little bit of single arm exercises. So with our spring tension, we want to change it to a blue spring. Remove the red. The blue is half a spring. Come onto your back. And a little bit of space from the shoulder blocks is great for us right here. What we want to focus on is our abs pulling down and in. You might notice one part of your back wants to lift up because one arm has the tension. So as we work kind of across the body, the shoulder to the hip, we're thinking of the ribs pulling down and around our body, almost like a little corset. So think of that visual for today. My right arm holds my short strap. Now, my left arm is just going to stay on the bed for the moment. Draw both legs up to tabletop. Notice the rib cage already wants to flare. Pull that down, and now extending that arm straight. Inhale back. Again. Notice the abs have to work right here. Across the body to anchor. And 5. We breathe out. Here's 6. And 7. 8. Last 2. Make it smooth. Don't let the arm race back up. Last 1. Now draw back up and pause for a moment. My left leg, I'm going to flex my foot. As my arm pushes forward, I'm just going to hold it out in the air about 45 degrees. Hold it and gently bend it back in as the arm rises. Push the leg. Arm rises. So here we are again in that opposite limb type of pattern. My arm pushes down, my leg pushes out. Here's 4. Getting 1 more like that is 5. Come back and come in. Lower each foot to your foot bar. Find the opposite strap. Hang up your right strap for the moment. And here we go for the left side. Tabletop here, right arm by the side. As I exhale, I push. I inhale up. Notice the abdominals. Exhale 2. Inhale. Exhale 3. Exhale 4. You got this. Keep going. Exhaling 5. And 6. All the way up to 10 right here. Just priming your midsection to really brace. Last 2. And your last 1. Good. Arm rises. We're going to pause right here. Flexing my right leg. As I push the left arm, I press the right. I bend it in. Notice that little squeeze right here through the lower abdominals. Exhale. Inhale. And pause right here. Draw each foot back and down. Let's take a moment. We're going to hang up our left strap just for a moment here while I grab my right strap. Now, what might be interesting for some of you is that when you're drawing the arm out to the side, it's going to be a little harder with that one blue spring. So if you want, here's the option. You can grab your long loop. It's going to be less tension. That's something you can do from here. I'm going to stick with my short loop, draw both legs up to tabletop, left arm by the side. Now, I'm going to start my exercise right hand right by my trunk right here, okay? Now, opening to a letter T with my right arm, and we're going to be pushing out on my left. So push the left, open the right, close the right, bend the left, and 2. Close it in. Remember that resistance I just talked about? Here's 3. We're just doing 5 of these. Here's 4. Practicing that pattern. Beautiful. Lift the arm, rest the toes, pause. We're just transitioning for the other side. Again, you can always go into the longer strap, no big deal. Right hand by the side, legs up at tabletop. Start your exercise with your left arm right by the side. Here we go. Push my right leg out as my left arm travels and pulling everything in. And 2. Take it slow. 3. 4. There we go. One more. 5. Squeezing it back. Arm rises, toes will rest. Let's take a second right here. Draw our straps back where they live and position ourselves to the side so we can change our spring. From here, change it back to one red. Remove the blue. Come back to your back. And now we have an opportunity to work on some single leg exercises. So again, what we want to think about is working that cross body. If I'm using my right side, I want to really anchor all the way across to my left. So my long loop feeds into my right leg on the right side. Okay. Now I'm going to draw my other leg to tabletop and just pause for a moment right here. Push down to my right and bring that leg to tabletop. So imagining I'm really hugging the midline, keeping the core set abdominals. As I push my right, my left stays bent. When I bend my right, my left goes out. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. So all these positions are really exciting for the brain, right? We're in a different environment. We're doing different things with different limbs in space. Some are closed chain, some are open chain. It can be challenging, but it's good to practice. Can you do one thing while doing another thing, right? And keeping that brain really active for 4, for 3, for 2, and your last one. Now, come back to tabletop. Extend both legs up. Focus on your pelvis, staying really grounded. When you push down with your right, your left comes closer towards you like a scissor. And gently extend the leg up. Now you can tap the bar right here with your leg. That's fine. Exhale, 2. We're basically just trying to draw the straight line on the ceiling with the big toe. And not rock the hips, and keep that spine. You got this. Here is 5 and 6. Beautiful. 7, 8, 9. Last one is 10. Amazing job. Gently come all the way back. We're going to pause for a second. Super glue those heels together. Now this is quite a lot of inner thigh. We're not going to do opposite limb style, but pretend in fact we've got 2 straps on the feet. This is going to be hard for the inner thigh. We're going to be pressing out, squeezing, try to go for that straight line. And 2. This is good for your brain because one leg has tension, the other leg does not. And 4, but you're still creating effort into space. Here's 5 and 6. Good. Here's 7 and 8. Last 2. 9. We have one more. And 10. We're just coming in, pausing for a moment. The free leg finds the foot bar, and the other leg lets that strap go back where it lives. Okay. Here we are. Left side, it's their turn. Let's go ahead and begin. Remember how we started today in tabletop position. As I push this leg out, the other leg extends, right? So I go push and extend. We just do opposite patterns here. And 3, pushing into the air. 4, 5, you got this. Think about each leg having equal tension. Notice how it changes through the abdominals. Last 2, smooth and steady. 1, come back to pause. Now from here, extend both legs up. Focus on your pelvis, staying really level. Here I go, I'm pushing down, I'm pulling in, and then scissor switch. You can tap the bar. And 2. We might be really tight on one of our hamstrings, one side, right? So just pay attention to your level of flexibility. Try not to overstretch, go too far. Keep going. And 5. This is so good for the hamstring. Tension under the length. Here's 7, making that smooth as possible. 8. Good. 9. And finally, last scissor for this leg is 10. We're going to come back and come in into frog again. And then from here, hugging the midline. Remember, you're drawing that straight line. There is a level of coordination to keep those legs working together. Exhale. Inhale. Notice your inner thighs really have to work. And 3, to make that smooth. I know it's hard. 4, focus on what's grounded behind you on the mat. And 6, exhaling 7, exhaling 8, last 2, and finally last 1. Amazing. Gently come in. We're going to be finding that foot bar with our free foot, bringing this strap back where it lives. We'll move on to the next position. Next position for us is going to be a seated position. And what I'd like for you to focus on with your lighter spring, we'll move that spring to a blue spring, again, half a spring, is that you are not deviating from that seated position. You're not changing your spine. You're not kind of side bending anything. You're staying very centered. So if you'd like to sit in this crisscross position right here, or even on the box is okay, or a little bit of a bolster, that works as well. One arm is going to be doing one movement while the other arm does a separate movement. We're going to grab both of our small loops, and I want to first find my body is super tall right here. My palm on my left is going to be facing the ceiling while the right one faces back and down. As I pull into bicep, I push into tricep. Now as I come forward, I lengthen first and then I swap. So just a quick little series here for the arms. Notice if your body wants to cheat, if you want to push more into one side, side bend or rotate, and push and lengthen, and push and lengthen. And if you'd like more spring tension, of course, you can increase that. The whole point here is really to practice the patterning for the brain, right? As one pushes, one is pulling. We've got 4 more. And 3. And 2. And 1. And 1. Amazing. Nice work, you guys. Bring those straps back where they live. Let's take a moment right here together and just interlace through the back of the hands, extending up to the ceiling, taking a nice big inhale and releasing back and down. Thanks so much for joining me for today's express workout focusing on coordination and getting those patterns practiced in our brain and our body. If you guys have questions or comments about the workout we just did, drop them in the comment box below. And if you guys have questions about balanced body equipment or accessories, you can check out the store I have on my website, which is linked in the description below. And you can check out the discount that goes along with that, or even give Balanced Body a call for a bigger discount for equipment and props. All right, you guys, thanks so much, and I'll see you next time.